As we look at Telchik on the sidelines. And right now, Buddy Ryan's hoping that somehow his defensive team can gather themselves. They have had Bears running wide open through their secondary and haven't really accomplished a whole lot.
First down, Chicago at the 47-yard line of Philadelphia. Anderson for 3 to the 44-yard line. 4.5 minutes to play in the half. Mike Pitts in on the tackle. So coming up at the half as halftime approaches, Monday Night Football greatest moments. We'll take a look at the 5 best sacks. And you'll have a chance to vote. Lynn Swann will interview Jim Everett, the Rams quarterback, threw a long touchdown pass to Flipper Anderson yesterday, led him on a drive which resulted in a Mike Lansford field goal. And the Rams under John Robinson are 4-0. And
I think right now Richard Dent writing a few write-in ballots for himself.
Here's Anderson to the 39-yard line. It'll be 3rd and 3. Al Harris, the former Bear, makes the stop.
You know, I said it earlier, Richard Dent has been reading all week about Reggie White. And, of course, whenever you cover the Philadelphia Eagles, you're going to talk about Reggie White because he is truly one of the great players. 21 sacks 2 years ago, 18 last year, has led the league 2 years. But Richard Dent, remember the season of '85, Super Bowl MVP. He did it all then. And then when Buddy Ryan left, the Bears defense became a little more disciplined, and Dent was not the standout that he was in Buddy Ryan's defense. Now it's Reggie White. But he is putting on a show tonight. I know inside he feels really good about it.
3rd down and 3. Thornton goes in motion, slips, but regains his balance. And after the play fake, the throw is underthrown, but Suhey was wide open. 4th down.
And
that would have been big.
And I think that's a case where Matt Suhey has to realize the blitz was on and turn around and look back to his quarterback and help him out. Yep, and there's Mike Ditka expressing his displeasure with Matt Suhey. You've got to realize, you've got to look in as you make your break out of the backfield. If the blitz is on, everything you have to do is shortened up.
Absolutely, and Suhey is one of the least of the players you would imagine who would blow that. A very cerebral player. It was very obvious that it was blitz, and no way that Tom Zach could get it to him because Suhey just kept right on stride. That could have been 6 points.
Yeah, that's not a case of good work by the Eagles. That's the Bears beating themselves.
Maury Buford's kick out of the end zone, and Philadelphia will take over at the 20-yard line. Eagles have all of their timeouts remaining, and 3:01 showing on the clock.
Nice touch by Buford there. That's like hitting a 9-iron about 40 yards over the flags.
What did we get, about 15 yards out of it? Well, you know about that.
I sure do.
Wednesday night on ABC begins with new episodes of Growing Pains and Head of the Class. And then it's a new time for that 16-year-old genius, Doogie Howser, M.D., followed by Anything But Love.
Starring Buddy Ryan and Mike Ditka.
Yeah, right. Anything But Love. And then China Beach, which is where they're heading. That's Wednesday night. Anthony Toney starts this drive with a 3-yard pickup through the middle. Singletary and Tate in on the stop. 2:48.
This is not the first offensive team we've seen made to look bad by the Bears.
Catch is made by Keith Jackson, who's been silent tonight. And KJ takes it out to the 34-yard line for a first down. So the tight end, who was shaken up last week, took a knee in the back from Ronnie Lott, sat out the second half, makes his first reception of the game.
2:30 remaining, the clock moving. This is the Eagles' form of their 2-minute offense, hurry-up offense, whatever you want to call it. Keeps the Bears from changing defensive personnel.
Out of the shotgun, intended for Byers, but leads him too far. Keith Byers had gotten free down the sideline behind David Tate, but Cunningham couldn't connect with 2:14 to play in the half.
Well, this is just a touch pass all the way by Cunningham, and he drops it in there, and as Frank said, just about 2 feet too far for Keith Byers, who was about 2 yards on the other side of Tate. That's a matchup that the Eagles would like to have. They want the one-on-one with Byers. That's how good of a receiver he is out of the backfield. Those are the kind of plays the Eagles are going to have to start making.
On 2nd and 10. Cunningham stepping up and then throwing just prior to crossing the line of scrimmage, and maybe he did. Intended for Garrity. It looked like he was across. Flag a little bit late, but it's thrown at the line of scrimmage.
Line of scrimmage right at the 34-yard line.
And that is the call.
Cunningham has been harassed all night.
We have an illegal forward pass beyond the line of scrimmage. Loss of down, 5 yards, 3rd down.
All right, let's take a look at it. Here is the line of scrimmage at the 34. Cunningham will run. Let's take a look at it. Watch, keep your eye on the 34. Keep an eye on the 34. And they're going to say that the ball was across the line of scrimmage when he let it go. Well, that's the second time we've seen that call so far this season, and that's very, very close. That is
Clemmer is the replay official.
very, very close. I mean, that's, again, the official who was in position to make it was on the far side of the field. He's straddling the line of scrimmage. But we are, again, splitting straws right now.
They're going to call it an incompletion.
And apparently they're going to move it back to the original line of scrimmage and simply call it an incomplete pass.
And I think that is an outstanding job by the officiating crew of realizing that's an erroneous flag, picking it back up.
Yeah,
Cunningham was not across the line.
And we did it in this lunch hour.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's how it should work. It could work like that out the all four.
Hey, don't be afraid to pick that flag back up.
3rd and 10. 2:07 to play in the half. Pressure from Tate. Cunningham escapes Tate and then throws for Quick, who's double covered in the sandwich and incomplete. Jackson and Marcus Paul had him surrounded.
But yet you only have the one receiver deep in Mike Quick. And that's just one of those passes that you, if it is intercepted, you say it's better than a punt.
I was going to say, you just threw that up there. If he gets picked off, you figures like your punt.
How's that for coverage?
Michael Jordan had had it.
Now, if Mike Quick comes down with that ball, the Pro Bowl ought to be held tomorrow. Outstanding coverage that time. Outstanding.
2-minute warning. And Philadelphia looking for the same type of comeback they had 2 weeks ago at Washington when they were down 20-0.
But that's an offensive formation where the Eagles could do a lot of things other than kick.
This is Cunningham.
Nice kick.
And a beauty because it will be down inside the 10-yard line by Gizmo Williams, who touches it at the 7. So Chicago has the ball, 1:46, and the Eagles figure to take their timeouts defensively. The Bears have just one timeout remaining, and we can tell you that coming up this weekend on ABC Sports, college football action, beginning at 3:30 Eastern Time, the Huskies of Washington take on Frank Gifford's alma mater. Frank recently making a major contribution toward construction on the USC campus.
Heritage Hall.
18-17.
Quite proud of that.
Both of those
beat Washington State on Saturday.
And both of those head coaches were both college coaches of mine. Larry Smith and Don James were both at the University of Michigan.
That's one regional game, and the other is Ohio State meeting Illinois in Champaign. First down in Chicago from the 8-yard line, and this is Neil Anderson looking for some room and taking it out to about the 11-yard line. And let's see if the Eagles want to stop the clock. Reggie White in on the tackle. And there is no inclination on Philadelphia's part to stop the clock.
I think what we're heading for is a massive rethink on the part of the Eagles when they go in at halftime. And I don't know what they can rethink because this is just a well-executed game plan offensively for the Bears and a total domination defensively by the Bears.
Let's see what happens on this play. They may take a timeout after the second down play.
2nd and 6. That is if they can stop Anderson well short of the first down, but now it's 3rd and about 2 upcoming as he takes it out to the 16-yard line. And they're going to let it now. Buddy Ryan says we'll take the timeout. Buddy said you should have taken it at the end of the play.
Yeah, not great clock management there by the Eagles.
Continues down the line. The Cubs might be attracting you back here for the World Series now.
We will be here, or not here, we'll be somewhere for the World Series on Saturday night, October 14th.
Hey, almost we're in Toronto.
Northwestern threatening to win the Big Ten.